Welcome to Dubsy Bricks for an episode of Building Mandalore in Lego. And in this episode I want to go over what we're going to be building in this build series. I'm going to start off by showing you a picture of what Mandalore is going to look like, get the mills plates all laid out so we know that they're going to be big enough. We're going to build a starfighter, and then I'm going to do a micro build of the actual build that we're going to be doing. Now, when I first announced I was going to be building Mandalore in Lego, I showed you this picture here. And this was how I thought it was going to look, and there are some parts of it which I may very well still keep. However, since then I decided there was another little feature I wanted to add to it, so I have changed it, and here is the revised drawing. So some parts of it are very similar, however the little bit at the front here is different. I want these parts to come out, and these are heavily inspired by pictures that I have seen of Mandalore on the internet. On this side here, I want to have it so these are removable fronts on the building, and I want to have rooms in there so there'll be little stories being told, Easter eggs and other details that I can show off within the MOC. Now, this building in the middle here is actually going to be suspended by these two walkways here, and that's going to be one of the hardest challenges of the MOC. So it's going to be quite the challenge getting this to stay on the side of this building without this building toppling over when it's not actually attached to the bottom. The building on the side here, I'm not 100% sure whether or not that's going to be on there or not. On the top here we have the throne room, and on the back wall here, whether it's on the side of this building here or this one here, will be the balcony that looks out over the courtyard. There's then going to be a bridge going across here which will lead to the landing bay, and on top of there is going to be a custom Mandalorian starfighter. Now, the size of that is probably going to be about twice the size of the Lego set. In this building on the left-hand side here, that's going to have the prison cells that you see in the Clone Wars, as well as the lift shaft, which you see the battle between Bo-Katan and Gar Saxon. I want to add these sections on the bottom of the MOC here because I do feel like they're a massive part of Mandalore, even though they weren't shown in the actual Clone Wars. So on the left hand side there's going to be a rock formation, and there's going to be a spider tank in there. The next to that is going to be the forge, the Mandalorian forge, with the armourer in there. And this is going to be the pool of water where the Mandalorians go to. And these are the tunnels that you see in the Clone Wars episode where you've got Ahsoka chasing Darth Maul and Gar Saxon, and where Vaughn gets killed, and that will be down in this sort of like part here. So I'm going to have one tunnel going off in each direction. The crisscross line that you can see there, that's going to be the yellow lift shaft that leads up to the surface. And at the top here is going to be the courtyard area. Also here is going to be a courtyard area, so I'll probably put a hole in this building here so people can walk from one to the other. This is going to be a raised platform, and then there'll be a doorway going through that section. Again, we're going to have several parts of buildings that are going to be sticking out of here. We're really looking forward to getting started with this MOC. But first of all, what we need to do is get the 8 base plates all set up, get their bricks on there, get it all ready to be plated off, and just check that it's going to be big enough. And there are the base plates, all 8 of them. So we've gone 4x2 on the large grey base plates. I put a black border all the way around it, as I'm going to have it so you can view this from all sides, because I do want it so you can see in from the back. Originally I wasn't going to do that, however, because I'm making it modular, it is going to be easy to take each section up to the table. I think this is going to be the perfect size for the MOC. The height of it is going to be where the main size of the build is going to be coming in. Now that we've done that, what I want to do is make up the Mandalorian starfighter, set number 75316, just to see how big I can make that for the MOC. I'm going to place that onto the MOC here, and that's going to give me an idea of the size. I've just made the Mandalorian starfighter, and I have to say what a brilliant little set this is. Love the style of it, techniques. I do prefer it when the wings are in the flight mode as opposed to the landing mode, and I do love also how the main cockpit section rotates. Now I'm wanting to make a much bigger version of the Mandalorian starfighter for the MOC, and it's probably going to be about twice the size of it, so I want to have it so there's a decent interior to the build, and also like the drop part for the Mandalorians out of the bottom of it. Whether or not I can actually build that into the size of I'm going to be going for, I'm not sure, but we'll certainly give it a try. My biggest concern are the wings on it. Obviously, we're not going to be able to use these pieces here. I need something that's going to be sturdy enough to hold the wings. And the wings are obviously going to be very big, so they are going to need to, the joints are going to have to be very strong to be able to take it without it sagging too much. The other thing would be quite nice would be to not have the anti-stud look on the bottom here. So whether or not I can do it brick built, I'm not sure, or whether or not I tile it. Again, it's just something I'm going to have to work on. But yeah, I've never made a spaceship from scratch before, so it's going to be very interesting trying to create something like that. I think building this spaceship is going to be one of the toughest challenges of this build. Not sure what colour I'm going to go for. It would be nice, I think, to do it in white and sand blue. However, I'm not sure whether there are enough sand blue parts in the shape that I'm going to need available at this moment in time. So again, this is something I have to research once I've started designing it. So we'll mock it up and then take it from there. And there we have the Mandalorian Starfighter on the mock, and as you can see, it does look quite small on the whole mock there, so I think I can go twice as big when we make our own version of this, which would be quite nice to do so. And here is our micro scale Mandalore, and this was so much fun to build, and it's made me so excited for the main build itself. Can't wait to get started on that over the next week. Down the bottom here, we're going to be having the Mines Mandalore. So this is where the spy tank's going to be. This is the forge, the lake's on the end, and then at the front here is the tunnels. And then the chute goes up. There'll be the yellow sort of like scaffolding lift shaft at the back there, and then that will lead to the top area. And there'll be a couple of balcony sections up here and a walkway all the way around the top. Now this section in the middle here is just connected by 2 bricks, and it's going to be the most challenging part of the build, making the full size version of this where it's not sagging and it's all kept in place, especially as I want to make this a modular build. I want it so I can dismantle it, and if I wanted to take it to a convention. So again, just need to work out how I'm going to build it so that it is movable and I can get it out of the room. The Mandalorian Starfighter on the top here is probably going to look a little bit smaller than the one I've done on here in comparative to the building. It'd be nice that it was a little bit smaller than the width of that building, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's going to be such a challenge just building that spaceship. On the top here, that's going to be where the throne room's going to be, and there may possibly be an additional building on the side here. I'm not sure on that just yet, but the balcony will be on the edge of this if I do go down that route. At the moment, this is just shown as one colour on the top here. However, I will put numerous patterns into this. Now, one thing I am going to have to do is order in a lot of bricks for this. I've got barely any dark bluish grey bricks left because they're all going into Gotham City. So I am going to need to get in thousands and thousands and thousands of dark bluish grey and light bluish grey bricks, and obviously the trans blue as well. But I thought I'd just show you this build. It helps to visualise it a lot more, and just seeing this, is, as I said, is making me really excited for the forthcoming build series. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you know anybody else you think might be interested in this Mandalore build series or any other content we have on the channel, please share it with them. Thanks for holding by. See you next time. Bye for now.